Everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. What we got here is, this is two magazines. I've done some of these before. Pretty much every major company back in especially by the 90s glut, the 90s boom, which would be what, 92 through what, about 95, 94, 95, 96, maybe at the latest. Put all of some kind of house magazine. Like Marvel had Marvel Age. Malibu had the Malibu Sun. Image had, what was it, Inside Image. Dark Horse had Dark Horse Insider. DC had Direct Currents. Well, Marvel Age was actually one that they sold. It was $1. But it was always cheap. It was always cheaper than the normal comic. So if this was $1, probably the average comic was $1.50, $1.70 by then. $1.75. This is August 92. This is Rise of the Midnight Suns there. You got Tech World on the cover. We've got Marvel 3 cards. We got Blade, Ghost Rider, Morbius, and that's the Darkhold Dwarf. Put that out of the way. We'll go through this one real quick. Nice little article on the Hellraiser shit coming out. There's some really cool Hellraiser stuff that came out from Epic. This is some Marvel UK stuff. Sam and Max. Kid and Play. Yes, there was a really halfway decent Kid and Play comic. And the odd thing about it is that the only review I remember seeing of it when it was coming out at the time was Marvel's Kid and Play comic reads like a PG-13 version of Love and Rockets. And I'm like, oh, that don't sound too bad. I'll give that a shot. And I dug them out and had 2 or 3 issues I found somewhere. And then quite a few years ago, I found scans every issue. And the last issue is probably the best because Play is sick and hallucinating and teams up the Marvel superheroes and gets his ass kicked. Just great. I love House Party. I love Kid and Play. Digitech, another Marvel UK thing. I never really got heavy into the Marvel UK. Sand Soapbox. I like that art. All right, Midnight Suns, Rise of the Midnight Suns. And they're just talking about basically how, I flipped too many pages. Marvel's kind of subdividing their universe up, and the Midnight Suns is going to be one. It's going to be, Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, the Night Stalkers, Morbius, and then the Darkhold Redeemers. Darkhold's probably my favorite out of all those. It's a really cool little book. Spirits of Vengeance, which was Johnny Blaze and the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. Night Stalkers, which was what, Blade, Hannibal King, and Frank Drake? Is that his name? Frank Drake? I don't remember. I didn't read that one that much. Marvel Toy Fair Stone. This is back when you were not getting. Back then, I thought there was a lot of Marvel shit and not as much DC, but a lot of Marvel stuff coming out. And now I see it, it's like, what the hell? Perfect example. See that? That came from a store that's probably in every little town. Easy as hell to find. But back in the day, you would have to go into a comic shop and special order that and paid probably 3 times what this cost. I mean, it's just stainless steel. Yeah, so much has changed. There's everything on Ghost Rider, Daredevil. This really cool. I guess that's supposed to be Mary Jane with Spider-Man. Cool little pinups from the swimsuit issue is what it says. Deathlock Annual, Avengers versus. I don't know who that is. Tech World. William Shatner supposedly written science fiction stuff. Yeah. Read the books, they're not bad. The show was okay. Never fucked with the comic. And they got trading cards. I love this cover. This is it's like a Mike Mignola X-Men cover. Got Dracula there with Old Storm. Groot. Yeah, Groot's been around for a long time. And Groot's been a joke for a long time. Long before Guardians of the Galaxy movie, people. Long before this, there was jokes about Groot. Marvel 3 trading cards. Now, see, this art don't look bad. That's definitely John Romita Jr. I think that is, too. Even though he actually is not a junior. But look at this. Colon, I think's his name. He's from Excalibur. Look how horrible it is. Versus Fantastic Four looks good. Apocalypse looks okay. Namorita looks okay. Some more shit on the Clive Barker stuff. Cute little Fred Hembeck, Hellcat and the Son of Satan comic strip. I always love the Fred Hembeck shit in here. Stuff on Spider-Man, the Wham Jam, which was their letters column, and then, a checklist. And then you got all this information on when different birthdays are and shit like that, which comes in handy. I didn't know, Kelly Jones and Mike Fosberg shared a birthday, and this is for July, so does anybody share mine? No. Nobody's on mine. Nobody. Closest to mine would be Virginia Romita, Craig Anderson, and Terry Kavanaugh. Not huge names, but cool little books that when you find them cheap, I always grab them. This is about a year later. This is December of 93, so a little bit over a year later. This is Malibu Sun. This is the breakthrough. This is right around the time, if I remember right, when Malibu gets bought up by Marvel. So that breakthrough. And that was like a little crossover running through all their titles. All their Ultraverse stuff. Ultraverse was big until Marvel bought them and just killed it. And I still don't understand why. I've heard rumors that there's like creator incentives in the contracts. Because I've always wondered how they got all these people to create these characters that they're not going to own. They could just went to Image and created them and owned them. But there was like some kind of sales incentive or something. I don't know. And Marvel just does not want to fuck with them. And people I know that have worked for Marvel in the intervening years have said, they're not allowed to touch them. Just a lot of shit on fucking Ultraverse Breakthrough. But Ultraverse was their big thing, War Strike, like their version of the Punisher. Not good. Looks like something out of, really, if I just saw that and I covered it, okay, it's a new thing from Liefeld. New thing from Extreme. New Brigade member. And then we get Wrath, who looks like, he looks like more like he'd be fighting Cyberforce. Ultraverse had some good shit, but sadly, that's definitely not. Bravura, this is the good stuff from Malibu at this time. I mean, look, Dan Burrington, Howard Chaykin, Stephen Grant, Dan Jurgens, Gil Kane, Walt Simonson, and Jim Starlin. And we got shit like, Power and Glory Breed, that it's finally got finished, thank you. All 3 series finally came out. You waited years for the 3rd one. And this is some nice, look at this shit. This is, Jim Starlin. That's Breed. Rocket Comics. I need to find some of these. These just look so interesting. I remember when they came out, they were expensive. They were like $3. I'm like, nah, I can pay. There's a Lita Ford one. There's an Aussie one. Malibu is still trying to push what I always called the Genesis verse, because it's Malibu Genesis, which was Dinosaurs for Hire, X-Mutants, the Ferret, Gravestone Protectors. Is Dead Clown part of that? It doesn't say, so no. And Necros. They're kind of the Protector verse. Eternity was still around, putting out some Robotech stuff. There's Gravestone. And then, that's it. Just neat little things. And there was nothing in either one of these I saw that did not come out. That was the neat about the Image ones I've went through. But go watch Image ones. There's a lot of shit in there. It's like, well, this is coming out, never did. Or it didn't come out when it said it was going to, like years down the road. This shit was more... But Marvel and Malibu were a lot better. Malibu, especially once they got Image and took off big, they really got better about their ship. And I don't remember them being horrible about it before them, but I didn't read a lot of Malibu stuff. I remember seeing them in the shop going, okay, I'm already buying Dark Horse and all this other stuff. I don't have enough extra money to shell out for your book, especially when their stuff was same price as I was paying for Dark Horse, which I knew Dark Horse had a certain level of quality. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And speaking of Dark Horse, that's a clue. These go in the right order. The next set of these might have something to do with Dark Horse, but yeah, you know how that is. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.